And from the street of London, let's talk to my colleague there, Juliana. Good morning, Juliana.
Good morning, Chimeze.
So how did London wake up with the latest development on the oil market, with futures trading negative, the first in history?
Well, what extraordinary measures by Brent crude overnight. How has London woke up? I would definitely say in a frenzy. Of course, following on from the red in the Asian markets, London has opened sharply lower. The FTSE was down, trading below triple digits, which isn't good. Of course, as well, this oil volatility doesn't just show that the market's in trouble. I think this is a great example of just how global markets and the economy is in a serious crisis at the moment. BP and Royal Dutch Shell, the big oil majors, their shares are down 4% at early trading, of course. BHP, that's a massive natural resources extractor. Their shares are down 4.2%. Brent crude, the benchmark, that's down 1%, trading just below $26. And the pound at early trading opened up 0.3% lower on the dollar. So one British pound at the moment will get you about $1.24.
Things are getting worse for the airlines. Richard Branson has pledged his luxury island resort as collateral to help get a UK government bailout of his airline Virgin Atlantic.
He has, and this issue with Virgin Atlantic and how they're coping with the coronavirus crisis has always dominated business headlines here in the UK. And that's really because the British billionaire businessman behind the brand, Richard Branson, is such a flamboyant character, and whatever he does usually attracts attention. He was one of the first airline bosses to let go of some staff. He's got about 70,000 staff across 35 countries. And it was quite shocking at the time because this was, of course, before the Chancellor announced that retention scheme where they'd be paying 80% of your wages. And he said that he had come to an agreement with Virgin Atlantic union bosses and staff to take an 8-week unpaid holiday. And of course, that did raise some eyebrows because he is worth about $4.4 billion. And he does have a leverage of different properties, including Necker Island, which apparently he's put up for mortgage. At his disposal. So a lot of people are wondering why is he not making the best out of this opportunity and showing how much of a good employer is. Things have, of course, got worse because under the Virgin Group, he also owns a Virgin Australia, which is the only real dominant competitor to Qantas Airlines. And apparently they're soon to be going into an administration. So he has written an open letter to employees, which was published yesterday, saying that in his 50 years of business, he's never seen anything like this. And if Virgin Atlantic are to continue, he will be needing and asking for a bailout by the British government. I do say bailout, but he did stress that this is something that Virgin would be paying the government back. This is similar to something that happened with EasyJet, the budget airline, about a month ago. They received about £600 million from the government as part of this COVID-19 bailout scheme, which again, they'll have to give back. But, you know, Richard Branson has faced lots of controversy. He's really under the fire now, purely because of what he did to his staff. And he's always said, you know, that he's willing to go, you know, through the roof for them. And he's already put aside £250 million for the businesses and the staff.
Now, there seem to be some worrying developments about plant diseases. As UK plans severe restrictions on imports of some very popular trees and plants and infection. Tell us more.
Well, yes, this is a story just to stress, considering we are in a global health crisis at the moment, that this has nothing to do with human health. This is purely a plant-based disease, but of course, it still has economic consequences. This disease that spread through certain trees, including olive trees, lavender bushes, as well as almond and roseberry shrubs, is really affecting Europe, particularly Italy and Spain. And now the British government, DEFRA, the Department for Environment and Food Agency, they've said that they'll be putting a ban on some of these on plants coming into the UK because it's just affecting the economy. Olive oil, of course, everybody knows olive oil oil is a staple export from Italy and many other parts of the world. And apparently their olive trees are so badly affected, they've only been able to harvest a certain amount that they haven't seen in 25 years. So it's particularly alarming. The British government are getting involved, and they are not going to be importing any of these trees. But again, just to stress that this is only a plant-based crisis. This is not plants to humans at all.
All right, thank you very much, Juliana. We hope to get more updates from you later in the day. Enjoy the rest of the day.